psychological well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. That is, when you say a man is healthy, it's not just when he's not having malaria, it's not just when he's not having headaches, it's not only when he's not having hypertension. We have the ones we classify as being biologic or genetics. This has to be polluted with smokes all the time, noise all the time, you can hardly sleep well. The possibility that individuals living in such environment will be ill. Their health status will be poor. So our environment is very, very important in determining whether we are well or unwell. Presence of health services. Do we have hospitals? Are they accessible in terms of cost or how to reach there? What of the quality of care is being provided? Do you have health insurance that can take care of you whether you have money in your pocket or you don't have? These factors will affect the quality of life and health of people in certain environment. Many years ago, we had a burial program in my wife's town. And we went to their family house. From one house, you enter into another. And as we were going, I was seeing very old people in that place. So I was asking my wife, how come people have so many old people in this your town or in your family? And she laughed. She said, are you afraid of many burial? I said, I'm afraid because in my own place, we didn't have such people. When I was younger, we used to know very old people. But subsequently, all of them went and we didn't have people living to old ages. And I started thought they have a lot of things to do with whether we remain healthy or not. Another determinant of health is education. For those who are uneducated, they are unable to access information that will be useful for them. Quality of health is related to the education of an individual. Quality of health in a society is related to the quality of education of the women. The girls and mothers, when they are educated, the health of their family improves. Particularly education of women. There is what we call health literacy, which is ability to receive information and process about health services and health matters and put those information into use. Some people might have gone to school, no doubt, but they may not be literate health-wise, because when you tell them something, they can't process it. But health literacy is related to the general education level in the society, and these are known to affect the quality of our health. And as children of God, we must not forget that another determinant of our health is sin and disobedience. Some of the things that happen to us are as a result of the sins we regularly commit or disobedience to the word of God. And if we read the word of God where it talks about health, it is always predicated on one thing. If you obey me, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. If you obey. If you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, it says, if you obey me, I will bless your land, I will take disease out of you, none will be barren and so on. And when I had to say, if you disobey, so meaning that if we disobey God, irrespective of where we are, irrespective of our level of education, irrespective of our lifestyle, those individuals will come down with ill health. And therefore, as children of God, we must not forget that sin and disobedience is what will determine whether we remain healthy or not. In Nigeria, let's look. I have written two areas: causes of death. I'm comparing Nigeria with the USA. You see that in Nigeria, infections such as malaria, diarrhea, Lassa fever, hepatitis, and so on. Boko Haram, insurgency, malnutrition. So the importance of each one of them the most important one, I have listed them up. As we go down, you have the contribution to death reducing, malnutrition, pregnancy-related disorders, hypertension, diabetes mellitus, cancers, accidents. These are the major causes of death in Nigeria. On the other hand, in USA, you have heart diseases, cancer, chronic lower respiratory tract infection, stroke, accident, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, kidney, and suicide. Apart from suicide bombers, it used to be unheard of for Africans to take their own lives. But now we're having some which is still under Boko Haram. So the cause of death in this environment is slightly different from the cause of death in the other environment. I'll go up a little. In these determinants of health, there are certain factors that you cannot do anything about. For example, that you are a male or female, you can't do anything about it. That you are born in Nigeria, you live in Nigeria, you cannot do anything about it. Your environment too, you can do very little about your environment. And health services, you cannot do much about it, because you have to depend on government. So the only area that you have a choice is in the lifestyle, because that is the area where you can take a decision to either remain healthy or to become ill. So that is why these days we emphasize on lifestyle modification, because it has been discovered that the cause of death in the Americans, heart diseases, diabetes, and so on, is also creeping into our own environment, because the level of socioeconomic status of people are improving. People are continuously improving and living like white people. Years behind, we didn't have Mr. Biggs when we were younger in the university, and even when we started working. So, but now you have eateries everywhere, and you have places where they sell junk foods everywhere. And these are the people that are making a lot of money, because people think that if you are able to go into a place and just buy something quickly, you think you are improving, you think you are okay. So people leave real food for junk food. And so the consumption of junk food in the country is rising. In those days too, every school will have a playground for children to play. Most schools in Abuja here are in a flat, and children eat, they take their lecture, eat on the same place and sleep there and continue lesson. So no exercise. So it's been noticed that the incidence of obesity will increase tremendously in this country within a very short period of time, because of the attitude of people to the food. People also think you are rich when you can eat so many things together, all kinds of things together. And so we need to lay emphasis on modifying our lifestyles so that our health can improve. What are those risky lifestyles that tend to give us diseases? Number one, alcohol. Alcohol consumption is related to a lot of disorders in the body. It affects the heart, the liver, the kidney. In some individuals, it causes aggravation of peptic ulcer disease. Some people have been found to perforate and die just because they have taken alcohol. So alcohol is a common and a regular cause of diseases, and therefore we must watch out. Smoking is known to affect the heart, the lungs. Some people have died just because they were driving under the influence of alcohol. Another risky lifestyle that I noticed in Abuja is, I ask, are we doing burglar proofing or we are caging ourselves? This is described as one of the costs of security. When people put burglar proofs into their rooms or in their homes without arrangement for escape. A lot of people have died in their rooms from fire incident because they could not escape. It is important that we can put burglar proofs, but we should ensure that we are not caging ourselves. And I'll just what we can do: diabetes, raised blood sugar level, high cholesterol level, obesity, and insulin resistance. These conditions are intimately related to obesity, and that is why the advice for exercise cannot be overemphasized. So I'm bringing it up again, because if the weight is if you are overweight or you are obese, the possibility is that individuals will have this problem. Some of them have infertility also as a component of this syndrome, metabolic syndrome. I try to bring it up again so that we can re-emphasize the advantage or the importance of exercise. Therefore, what do we need to do to modify our lifestyles in such a way that we can optimize our health? And the first one I've written is exercise. Exercise. I'm glad to see a lot of people engaged in different exercises in Abuja. Early in the morning when I'm taking a walk, I see a lot of people also jogging, walking, and so on. Even this morning as we are coming, we saw somebody sweating out and moving. Very good, something to be encouraged. Exercise is very important, from just walking or jogging or strolling or actually being engaged in a particular sport. Very, very, very important. It allows you to burn out excess calorie or weight. It allows your muscles to be active. It allows blood to flow freely in your system. So exercise is very important. What type of exercise should we engage in? For how long? Will depend on our previous experiences. It will depend on our age. It will also depend on our health status. So there's no one exercise that fits all. Some people just walking around is adequate. Some people jogging is adequate. Some people will have to engage in more strenuous exercise. But exercise is very important. Diet or nutrition. 1, we must take regular meals. It must be regular. 2, the meal must be balanced. Carbohydrates, protein, fats, and vitamins and minerals. There is what is called the DASH diet. The DASH diet emphasizes the use of diet that is low in calorie, that is low in carbohydrate, low in fats, but more of unrefined grains and fruits. Grains and fruits. Brown rice, peas, nuts, corn. These are things that will give us low glucose in the body. We call those food as food with low glycemic index, meaning when you eat them, the rise of your blood sugar is limited to what you need alone. We're supposed to use skimmed milk, not fatty milk or defatted milk. One important aspect of DASH diet is to use food with less salt. Less salt, sodium chloride or potassium. Even our Maggi contains sodium. So we should use food with less, particularly sodium chloride. There's no sun at all. Ice, snows everywhere, and the weather will be hot. And so they over-celebrate. That's why they wear skimpy things. I see white men just riding bicycle without top at all, nothing. Because they are enjoying that, they want to enjoy that time briefly before the thing turns around. A lot of people take holidays away from their countries when it is extremely cold. They come to Africa. They go on tourists, they take their leaves. Because in their area, the weather is extreme. But we are blessed with everything moderate. And people dress anyhow. If the color changed to a particular one, it shows that there may be a cancer already or about to start in this service. And once you detect them early and take care of them, they go. Particularly if you have junctions of the word of God. The feeling pain in my leg is swelling. How can I just